Invisible Wounds, a guide for women in abusive relationships. Written by Kay Douglas. Narrated by Danny Bromlow. Introduction. Dear reader, if you are caught in constant power struggles with your partner and feel hurt, undermined, or controlled by him, this book has been written for you. I have written Invisible Wounds out of a desire to turn my own experience in a destructive relationship into something of value. As I began to pick up the pieces of my life after leaving the relationship, I needed to make some sense out of what had happened in order to recover. During the process of writing, I have remembered too well how lost and alone I felt in my relationship. The heartache, the confusion, and my constant swings from hope to despair. This is the book I wish I'd had to help me find my way out of that darkness. During that time, what I most needed was to realize that the difficulties in the relationship stemmed from my partner's need to control me, not from my failure to measure up to his standards. My attempts to please him were an impossible task, which resulted in depression, burnout, and the loss of my self-esteem. I also needed to understand that constant criticism and rejection take a high toll. That relationship shattered my beliefs about my own strength and my ideals about love and life. As my partner changed from the kind and caring man I had initially grown to love into a cold and punishing man, I felt totally bewildered. He blamed my inadequacies for his change, and in time I believed him. I thought there had to be a logical explanation. I now realize that some men have a driving desire to control their partners at all costs. Love didn't just die instantly because my partner was treating me badly. The emotional bond was strong. It was difficult to give up when I wanted to continue believing the best. I certainly didn't want to face the painful fact that my ecstatic happiness of those early days had been based on an illusion. I remained stuck in the relationship for a long time, swinging between hope and resignation. My fear at taking that irreversible step, leaving him, was like a tangible barrier. I wished I could talk to someone who had been through a similar problem and would understand my dilemma. The personal stories of 50 such women are woven throughout this book. Their experiences create a rich tapestry of the common and contrasting threads of their lives. Although each of us is unique and separate, we are also connected by our identity as women, and we can draw strength from one another. In writing this book, the collective wisdom of women has been used. All shared valuable insights and ideas for change and healing. They also shared words of encouragement and hope and many heartbreaking memories. Revisiting their time of sorrow and broken dreams was distressing for many of the women, but they went through this willingly in the hope that others would find help and comfort from their stories. I have kept the focus throughout on the women and their experiences rather than on the man. This is not because the relationship difficulties were the women's fault or responsibility. They were not. I have kept this focus because I believe it is the key to our empowerment. Most women are nurturers who are experts at meeting other people's needs and desires while denying their own. As a man using control demands this attention, and some women's survival may even depend on it, this is a powerful feature of the destructive relationship. To strengthen ourselves, we need to change this focus. If you are living in a destructive relationship, you may feel isolated, frightened, and powerless. When possible, the very best help is caring, empathetic friends and skilled professional help from someone who understands the complexities of your situation and is supporting you in regaining your power. This book is intended to complement this care rather than replace it. In situations where it is not possible to have personal support, I hope Invisible Wounds may bridge that gap and be a source of information and comfort as well as a means by which to empower yourself to make changes. This book focuses on the dynamics of men misusing their power against their female partners, but hurtful behavior can be a feature of any relationship. Invisible Wounds has given those of us who have lived through the pain of a destructive relationship the opportunity to reach out to support other women who are still going through it. Our hope is that when you read this book, you will feel validated, supported, and less alone at a difficult time in your life. Our love and sincere best wishes are with you. K. Douglas.